What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Friendly Fire Games. It's Monday night. We're back on The Division, and it's just me again. So, we're going to try some of the new content tonight. I think we'll probably start with the Manning National Zoo. Well, let's see. Camp White Oak is a challenging mission for the day. But I think we'll start with Camp White Oak.
Got solid intel that President Ellis is under heavy guard at the presidential retreat in Maryland. We're gonna go get him. This will be a joint operation with JTF elements. Their role is to secure the helipad to prevent Black Tusk from extracting Ellis. Your job will be to hunt the fucker down in hog time. We're only gonna get one shot at him, so make sure you're prepared.
Alright. Can I change the difficulty? Nope. I have to do it on story mode. Ugh, slow loading screen. Alright, there we go. Alright, Camp White Oak.
Black Tusk has Ellis at a cabin just past the staff.
This is a really pretty area. I like this.
Extract them at the first sign of trouble, which they're about to get.
Like a raccoon?
Intercepting enemy communications.
Multiple hostiles on the main road.
Oh crap.
No more contacts on the road.
Unit 2, what's your status? Unit 2, do you copy? Black Tusk must have set charges on the bridge. They weren't taking chances. You've got to press on.
Yeah, this is my first run through this, so I'm doing it on story difficulty, Dan. So it should be a piece of cake. I'm gonna run through both story missions tonight, I think. This and the zoo. I wanted to save these to do on stream, so I went ahead and did on my own this weekend. I went ahead and ran an expedition. And it was pretty fun. I think we're going to do that on stream on Thursday, because we're going to be streaming this on
For
Thursday.
the helipad, get in front of them and fuck up their day. Ghostlight, we need immediate extraction. Ghostlight, en route. ETA 20 mics.
Copy that, Unit 1 leader. Godspeed.
Nope, that's no good. I doubt I'm going to get any good gear here. 'Cause it's story difficulty, so the enemies... I don't even think I'm going to find any, like, yellow bars. Should be smooth sailing. Dan, how's your night going? The expeditions are funny. So, did you play the Division 1 at all, Dan?
I got something. I got one.
Hey, look, actually a purple bar. that up. There we go, got him. Hey, Pines and Quarters. Rain. Okay, so, I thought that expeditions were going to be, like, underground. And they are sort of, or at least I get the impression that they will be. So basically, what the expeditions are is you go into Kinley College, which has 3 wings. There's the library, which is the only area that's open currently. On Tuesday, they're adding one other, and then there's a third that they'll add the following week. And basically, the different wings, you go in, each one is a unique area, and there's an echo at the beginning. The echo has 3 things you can investigate, and you choose the order which you investigate them in, and then each investigation is like a mini mission within that area. So the reason I say it's a little bit like Underground is because I think that the echoes, the 3 investigations in the echoes, will be random every week. I cannot confirm that yet, because we've only had 1 week of it. Yeah, I don't think they're as good as Underground, but I do think it's healthy for the game. I think they're going to be good overall. So the first expedition, you had to find an improvised explosive device, and figure all that out. Then you had to steal a radio, and then you had to do something else. And once you did all 3 of those, you were done. There's a loot room in there, so if you find keys, you can get the loot. There is a bit of a puzzling element to it. Like I had to like follow some pipes in order to get. Let's see. Come on. Okay. I had to follow some pipes in order to find where like the improvised explosive device was, which was pretty neat. So there was a bit of a puzzly element to it. Hey, Zach. What's up? Yeah, so the gear I'm running right now, Dan, is not really a very good representation of what I'm running. I tend to like to run builds. So I have currently 4 loadouts that I run. This is what I dub my damage to elites build. It's got as high damage to elites level as I could get, because in the prior versions of the game, prior updates, damage to elites was king. And so honestly, this is not a very good build for this mission, because I doubt I'll even fight elites. But this just prioritizes basically weapon damage, low skill power, a little bit of self-sustain with the chem launcher and the revive hive. I will monitor chat in a moment once I kill this guy. Alright. But I can show you this build, and then I can kind of show you my main build right now, because they fixed. This is sort of a glass cannon build. It's got some decent sustain because of the chem launcher, and obviously Revive Hive makes it to where I can go down once and not be done for. But it runs a Nemesis, which is a sniper rifle that just totally kills. Let's see. So, yeah, here, I'll just go through my build real quick. So, you can obviously see I'm running 9 firearm stats and 7 defensive stats. No electronics at all. But crit chance, crit damage, headshot damage, weapon damage, much as I can get. Devastating on here with, bonuses to assault and marksman rifle. That is not my main build. Mind me, and I'll switch it up, because I was running some stuff where I needed to have the sharpshooter for the gunner deal. I was trying to get some of the gunner stuff unlocked, but my primary build right now, I guess to go back to what I was saying, is primarily now I run gunner as my specialization, and I'm running a shield tank build. So I run the Crusader shield and the Banshee Pulse. And they really improved the shield. They really improved the shield to where my Crusader shield went from having like 150,000 health to 750,000 health. So the shield is boss now. The Bulwark shield, which is the big shield, can have up to 1.5 million health just on the build that I've got currently.
Copy that. We gotta move, Chief. Are you talking to me? Who else would I be talking to? Gather your shit and let's go.
Zach, sounds like work's been pretty difficult. I'm glad you're here, though. Zach, I missed hearing from you on Friday. I know you ended up saying that you had left your Switch at home, so we ended up not being able to play, but we'll have to do it again sometime. Yeah, Dan, the shield, when the game first launched, the shield was garbage, and it remained that way for a while, so I actually have a second build. Because I love tanking so much, I actually made a build that I call my tech tank, and it uses the Defender drone, and the Healing Seeker, and it is basically invincible that way. So the drone has like a 10-second cooldown and tons of uptime, and so it makes me sort of able to just stand out in the open and I'm invincible. And then the Healing Seeker obviously spot heals me, which is pretty great. So I still have that build because the update did not really change it. So that, that build allows me to off-heal a little bit as well with the Healing Seeker and still tank. And then my main tank build allows me to do what I love doing, which is just tanking. Yeah, that sucks, Zach. Zach, I don't know if I told you, I picked up Mario Maker 2 on Saturday, and it is awesome. I'm working on building a my second level currently. My first level was complete garbage. I'm working on a like a dungeon crawler type build. I've even got a little section at the beginning where you can sort of like pick a class to run the dungeon with. So should be fun. Oh, really? Yeah, Dan, the Tech Tank is a build that I run a lot for soloing, but lately I've been running my Shield Tank build for soloing because I'm trying to get the Gunner maxed out. And since it uses the Banshee Pulse, and the Gunner naturally has better damage resistance than the other specs, I like running that way. Well, the damage to elites helped with that guy. He got melted. Yeah, I don't know if you have the year 1 pass, Dan, but I had the year 1 pass and I ended up getting the Gunner along with that. So I just need to do the cosmetic stuff for the Gunner, which I have not done yet. Zach, if you're into Mario games, I recommend Mario Maker. The main reason I decided I wanted it is because I thought I could design levels for my son to do, to teach him how to play video games. Because, you can make levels with, like, no enemies or no way to die or whatever. but I ended up like actually trying to design a level and ended up really enjoying it. And then also there's obviously like, if you're into Mario games at all, it's basically like having an unlimited Mario game, because you can just download levels off the internet over and over and over again, which is what I've been doing. So I kind of searched the internet to see if people had levels out there, and there are a lot of really good ones. Damn. I was not a huge fan of Mario Odyssey either. I enjoy it because it's multiplayer, and Cappy is really easy for my son to play. So I still play it, and I own it. So Mario Maker has the ability for you to play and design levels from the original Super Mario, Mario Brothers 3, which is the first one I ever played. Super Mario World, 3D World, and then Super Mario Brothers U, or the Wii U version. So it's got like 5 different games you can design based off of, and then each of the unique elements from those games you can include in your levels. So like, for example, I don't know if you ever played 3D World, that had the cat suit was one of the gimmicks, so the cat can like climb up walls. That's something you can add to your levels. Rain, yeah, I think everyone should be into Mario. I mean, I know people who don't love it, but like it really like hits that nostalgia spot for me. Because like one of the very first video games I ever remember playing was Super Mario Brothers 3 on the NES, and I have such fond memories of it. I never beat it, but yeah, being able to design levels based on that kind of thing is really cool. Zach, I thought the same thing about having the patience or ingenuity to design levels, which is why I didn't try it for the first day or so that I owned it, but then I started working on one, and it's actually very intuitive. I have a little stylus like for my iPad, and you can just pull it out in handheld mode and use the stylus to drag and drop things. So it's really great. So I recommend it, but I mean, really, realistically, if you're just in it for like the actual playing of the Mario games, I think it's worth the price tag, just for that, because it's as if you're buying Super Mario Brothers U, except you have unlimited levels, and Super Mario Brothers U is a $60 game. In my opinion, they should never have brought that game to the Switch, because it's all but useless now. The only thing Mario Maker does not have that's in a normal Mario game is the ability to create worlds. So you can only create individual levels, but people have been taking their levels and just numbering them like they do in the games. Yeah, squishy style stylus. I don't have an Apple Pencil. So any stylus will do. I got a cheap like Dollar Tree stylus years ago, and I never really used it. But I decided to use it for Mario Maker, and it works really, really well. And you can even create levels with just the controller. So I've done that as well. I think my first level I made just using my controller while playing on the TV, and it worked just fine. It's a little slower. I think handheld mode's the quickest way to do it. Ouchie. Come on, heal up.
Operator is down.
I like this new location. This is really pretty. It's very different from being in the city. Alright, I'm gonna check chat before I enter the building. Yeah, Rain, my NES came from my cousin. It wasn't in great condition when I got it. So I've had to take really good care of it, but it still sort of works. I could probably get it to work for, 30 minutes or so at a time, but it just has some problems. But I still have all my old games and stuff. Let's see. Full set of ongoing directive, really? Yeah, Dan, I haven't gone 6 pieces of anything. I have a status effect build that uses burn as my primary status. I use 3 pieces of ongoing directive for the bonus burn damage. Wow, that's a crazy stat distribution. And chem launcher for heals, that's nice. Fire Emblem. Yeah, I want to get Fire Emblem, but the problem is there's so many other games that I want more. Like I want Astral Chain, I want Daemon Ex Machina. The new Pokemon game I'll probably pick up. Yeah, Zach, I wish my NES was in better condition because I'd play it. Although Kim has an N64, and she's very good about taking good care of stuff, so her N64 still works flawlessly. And she has, other than, she doesn't have Star Fox, which is a shame, but she has, like, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, and, Mario Party, a lot of the kind of classics from that console.
Unit 1 leader, do you copy? Shit!
Alright, so I probably should have said spoiler alert for those who have not played through the campaign of this game. We're chasing down the president, who was 3rd in line for the presidency, but I think he had the other 2 presidents murdered. And now we're hunting him down because he's a bad dude. He teamed up with the bad guys. Alright, let's see. It's weird hiding behind these rocks. That's just it's a non-square cover. I'm so used to very angular cover in this game. Alright, let's rush him. Come on. That was a lucky shot. Oh, GoldenEye, I did not, we don't have either. I have some memories of playing that when I was a kid, going over to friends' houses. When I was growing up, we were always like at least 1 console generation behind, and so it was always hand-me-downs. So I didn't get an N64 until it was already old news. Or, sorry, an NES, rather, until it was old news. And it's kind of a shame. And then I got a Sega Genesis after that, and then we got a PlayStation 1. And then the next console we got wasn't until PlayStation 2 came out, and it was around the time we got a PlayStation 2 around the time the PlayStation 3 was about to come out. No, Rain, you're not that old.
This is Ghost Light. Standing by at LZ. We're almost to you. You should have eyes on us in a minute here. We see you.
We're gonna lose them.
So, does that mean that I'm like the youngest person here right now? I just turned 31 last Thursday. Suppose I'm kind of an old soul though. With 19 years experience. Yeah, Zach, I guess you are younger than me. Your birthday is tomorrow? Is that right, Zach? Or is it Wednesday? Oh, are they behind me? Yep. Reload, come on. Pop that head out, pop that head out. Alright, TAC 50 feels pretty good now. I barely clipped that guy. Alright. Pushing up.
Are they flanking us? I'm being flanked.
So Dan, this build also relies on Berserker or Berserk as a talent, because as I take damage, I deal more damage. So yeah, it's very much a glass cannon. I have pretty low armor because it looks at the percentage of armor I have remaining. No, Zach, I remembered how young you are, but really you and I are... Well, I guess you're a year younger than me, huh? Because you're going to be 30? You are such a baby. I thought you and I were closer to the same age. You're a youngin'. Rain, you're not old. I've always been told that you're only as old as you feel, which, you know, most days is great for me, but other days, you know, chasing these kids around, I feel like I'm 70, so not great. Yeah, close birthdays and a year apart, that's right. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like we're any different in age, Zach, because, you know, we're like into very similar things, but I guess because we're only a year apart, that makes sense. God, I love this map. This is so cool. These are like assets that aren't anywhere else in the game right now.
Get him out of here! You're not coming? This is
That sucks, Dan.
taking hostage away!
Did he get away?
No, god damn it!
I guess we didn't think it'd be that easy to get President Ellis, huh? Yeah, Dan, I think having kids is keeping me young, and you know, I guess in part because of the kids, I've been trying to like be healthier and stuff, and so that's helped a lot. I think if I didn't have kids, I'd probably just eat pizza every day and sit on the couch. But because of the kids, I have to be active, so it's been good. Because on my 29th birthday, I decided that I wanted to stop being a fat ass. And oh crap, I'm gonna go down. Yep. And so I started working out and stuff, and I ended up losing 65 pounds between last year and around last year and this year, which was really great. God, where the hell are these guys? Hey, Rain, my wife has a bad back. It's always very difficult for her. I'm lucky I haven't had any back issues yet, but I know it's, you know, it'll come with age. Oh, God. I run straight at this guy. This mission is more difficult than I expected it to be on story difficulty. Either that or I'm just not bringing my A game, and I'm not exactly using my best build. I will respond to all the chats in a moment. A little preoccupied with this fight. And it looks like Daniel activated the stream elements, so if you guys want to shake the magic 8-ball, as it were, you can. And let me know what you guys think about that too, because it's pretty new for our channel, so... Oh, that res did not work out for you, huh, buddy? Alright. I think it's just the boss left. Yep. Thank God for damage to elites. And he's down.
Black Tusk specializes in dealing with situations like this, but the site is under our control.
That's hilarious. Dan knows all about that.
There's going to be a lot of useful intel there. We can take our time picking through it.
That's awesome, Dan. 197 is great. My goal is to hit 200 flat. I started at 275, and I'm now down around 215, depending on the day. So about 15 more to go. And you know, the way I see it, I think I've said this before on stream. Like, you know, it's kind of a lifestyle change for us, and so I'm not in it for the short-term gains, so occasionally I'll have kind of a bad day or bad week or whatever and kind of fall off the wagon for a little bit, but that's okay. On Friday, my wife took me out for dinner, and I ate everything that I wanted to eat, and it was awesome. And, you know, now I'm kind of back on it, so... Back to DC. Yeah, I hate people that can eat whatever they want and not gain weight, Dan. Yeah, becoming friends with people you game with. Let's see. I agree with that completely, Dan. Yeah, Zach, I think we've told this story multiple times before, but yeah, so Dan and Rain, Zach and I have known each other for, God, over a decade at this point. We met playing Lord of the Rings Online. Zach and his girlfriend at the time were playing Lord of the Rings Online and ended up running across some, Daniel and some of the guys from my group, and they ended up getting along, and we ended up forming kind of a fellowship with them, which was the name of or it was a kinship in that game, wasn't it? That's the name of the guilds in that game. And kind of the rest is history. We got along so well, we've been gaming together for forever. I've known Zach longer than I've known my own wife, which is kind of hilarious. It's probably been about 15. I don't think it's been 16 years yet. Yeah, yogurt and turkey is lame, Rain. Dusty and you met in World of Warcraft. Yeah, Dan, we've been packing bento boxes. So I'm allowed to eat whatever I can fit in a bento box, and obviously I want healthy stuff. And so my breakfast and my lunch is just a bento box full of stuff. And it works really well.
They discovered a threat we need you to investigate. Report to Torres at the White House for transpo.
Alright, come on. Alright, so I'm going to switch builds now. Dan, I promised I would talk about this build. Well, Dan, I'll ask you, or chat in general, which build do you want to see? Do you want to see the shield tank or the defender drone tank? Had to carry Rain's Guild with your amazing healing. Yeah, we met. Yeah, Zach, we met. It's been what, like 5 years ago that we met? Shield tank first. Yes, sir. All right. So I will switch it up to the gunner. And that is that's where my skill comes from. One of my 2 skills. So I'll talk through this build for just a brief moment, and then we'll go to the zoo. So this build basically uses the shield, hides behind the shield most of the time, and uses Chatterbox behind the shield because Chatterbox high rate of fire SMG. Whenever I go to cover, I switch to the LMG to mow things down. LMG has Optimist on it, which increases my weapon damage for every bit missing from the mag. Let's see, also when I'm behind cover, I have Patience, which allows me to have some self-sustain behind cover. Shield obviously keeps me alive. If I happen to lose my armor, I have Unbreakable, so it gives me back 70% of my armor as soon as my armor drops. And my armor value right now is 335,000, which is pretty decent. Let's see. Yeah, I run gunner with it. And the reason for that, Dan, I'll actually go to the gunner in a second. It's 2 reasons. So I really like the Banshee Pulse, because the Banshee Pulse can actually force enemies out of cover, which I like a lot. And it confuses them. And then the gunner also, I'll go to the skill tree here so you can see it. The gunner has several things. So if I kill enemies, I get armor off of them. Armor kits repair 100% of my armor and grant 50% bonus armor, so a little more self-sustain. And then there's some damage reduction here as well that I need to find. Oh, I think it has to do with when I'm using the spec weapon. I think when I'm using my specialization weapon, he takes less damage while using that, and I like that. But Dan, yeah, I can. If you want to build something similar, I can definitely help with that. I've been the way I tend to approach games like this, and I think I've mentioned this multiple times, but I tend to build my own stuff instead of going by stuff that's online. That's just the method I prefer, because I think half the challenge for me is actually making something that works. Let's see. Yeah, Rain, it's funny how we remain in contact with people, that we've never actually met. Like, I never would have thought, growing up, I never would have thought that one of my closest friends would be someone that I just met on a video game. But here we are, huh, Zach? I do consider you one of my closest friends right now, because I don't really have, I don't really have very many friends out here, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to have, to kind of know people all over the world, or all over the, at least all over the nation. Alright, we're going to go to the zoo now, which I'm pretty excited about. I think we talked to... Yeah, the Manning National Zoo.
Kenley College is only about 20 clicks from here. I can get you there in no time. So we're going
Emmeline
after the
Shaw
outcast
survived
leader, huh?
Roosevelt Island. We don't know how, but that's less important than what we do know. She's holed up in the polar exhibit at the National Zoo. The outcast
That's
barricaded
hilarious.
the area and use the monorail to get in and out. You need to get control of the system to get close to her, and it's imperative that you get close to her. If she escapes again, we may never find her.
Yeah, Dan, I haven't done very many heroic missions because my opinion on them is that the loot to time ratio is not very good. So I'd rather run through, multiple hard or challenging missions, because I think they take less time than you spend on a heroic mission. Heroics are brutally difficult. But I do want to try heroics now because they've actually changed them in this update to where you can actually get exotic drops off of them. So it's more worthwhile now. That's good to hear, Dan. I really liked the Camp White Oak mission. It felt way different than anything that's in the game currently. That a lot. I think I'll like this too. Because I think longtime viewers of the stream may know I kind of have a soft spot for zoos. Actually, one of my first jobs was working at a zoo, so I like zoos. Hope all the animals aren't dead.
The priority is to neutralize Emmeline Shaw, but you'll need to get control of the monorail system in order to reach her. The main entrance will be well guarded, but it's the easiest way in, and they won't be expecting company.
Agent in need of backup.
Oh, it's this way. I don't know that I've ever been to the National Zoo, so I wouldn't know how accurate this is. Alright. Oh. So they saw me. Alright. I'll show you how this thing goes. So, Dan, they changed the shield too to where now enemies that bash you don't stun you when you're behind the shield. So that's really nice. And I don't know if you can see my shield health bar, but they can't crack it, like, at all. Where the hell are they? There's one.
Fucking hate armor.
I tried this same build with the Bulwark shield, which is the big one. And I don't like it as much because the damage output just isn't quite there. You do get a lot of health on the shield, but... Reload, reload, reload. Got it. Oh, that guy's screwed. Let's see what this gun's got to offer. A new rifle. 6.716 CQB. I don't like rifles. Alright, let me get caught up with chat. That sucks, Zach. My dad and I don't talk too much either, although I think we talk more than once a year. An hour from DC, been to the zoo. Yeah, I agree, Dan. Let's see. I did not play Gears 4 either, Dan. I played 1 through 3 as well. Yeah, Zach, my parents talk to me once a week, but I think it's mostly to have a relationship with my kids. Because I'm sort of the black sheep of the family in a lot of ways. But, you know, is what it is. If people don't want to have a relationship with you, it's, you know, their problem. I think you're pretty swell. Let's see. Just watching chat for a second. You're starting a cult. In we go. Oh. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this thing to go off on him. So Dan, that skill I just used is the Banshee Pulse. It not only pulses the enemies, but it confuses them. Which is pretty sweet. Let's keep pushing. Oh, boss man. Oh, and Dan, that's something I should point out too. The other reason I use the Banshee Pulse, I'll go ahead and go to, so there's a talent on masks that I really like. It's called Spotter. And it gives you 20% weapon damage to any pulsed enemies. It's a really good way to increase damage for skill build players. So pretty much anybody who runs a skill-focused build, healers, Daniel runs a healer, I tend to run skill builds. I want everybody to run that because 20% damage, you know, for 4 people, that's 80% bonus damage, and it's basically free for skill players. All you have to do is have one person running a pulse effect, and Banshee Pulse, my cooldown on it's only 15 seconds, so I can have it up a lot. Let's see. That sucks, Zach. I have not used Facebook in a while either. Actually, on last Thursday, my mom texted or called me and said she tried to wish me happy birthday on Facebook but couldn't find me, and it's because I don't have a Facebook anymore. I didn't delete my account. I just I set it to I don't know. It's not like private or whatever. It just basically looks like it doesn't exist. The only reason I haven't completely deleted it is because if I ever, for some reason, decide I want to go back, I have the option. But for all intents and purposes, I don't exist on Facebook.
Intercepting enemy communications.
Facebook is evil.
Rainer, where are
Yeah, 20% damage to everything, Dan.
Finally.
Weapon damage, skill damage, anything that...
Nice warm welcome.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah, it's 20% damage across the board. So anything, any effect that damages a pulsed enemy. So it has to be an enemy that's currently affected by a pulse effect. So that counts the just run-of-the-mill pulse. It counts Banshee pulse. It even counts the sharpshooter has that pulse drone, which Greg tends to use for our squad. It's only got about a 30-second cooldown, and it just sits out there, and he can move it across the battlefield. So he uses that, and so if we've got two people running a pulse effect, you're pretty well set. The only problem with the Banshee Pulse is it has a cone area of effect, so it doesn't affect a whole room. But I'm willing to make that trade-off since I get the I get the bonus of stunning enemies. Expect that. Okay. There we go.
Rainer, what's your status?
Yeah, Dan, I tend to try to have one loadout set for soloing, and then the rest kind of set up for running with a group, because we run with a group a lot. Let's see. You don't even need a person to run a full pulse build, Dan. You just need somebody with enough skill power to have at least pulse uptime for about half the time. So like, oh, that's super cool. Greg will run like a cluster seeker for damage, and then he'll run maybe the pulse drone, or I run the pulse as kind of just my secondary skill. So I'm not really focused into it, but it's enough to give us bonus damage a lot of the time.
A repeater. The outcasts must be using it to boost the range of their comms. Taking that equipment offline will make it harder for them to coordinate against you.
How many kids does your sister have at this point, Zach? Because she has a few, right? I love my kids, Zach, but kids are difficult. They're definitely not for everybody. Okay, that's no good. Nope. I will check chat after this fight. I know you guys are... The chat is crazy active tonight. So I apologize if I'm not seeing or responding to your messages very quickly. That's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty nice, Dan. I like your positive attitude about it, because I know, like, you know, marriage ending is never a fun thing for anybody. But you got a daughter out of it. That's awesome. Only boy with 5 sisters. That sounds awful. What do you do, Dan? Do you mind if we ask? I'm sure I've asked before, but maybe I haven't. Alright. Gotta find the way in to the next area of the zoo. Is that the access point? I think so. So I haven't seen any wild animals other than that wicked squid that was in that tank. And then a few random fish. Wow. That's a nutsack.
This is Hosteller. We need backup. Anybody in range of the Savannah exhibit? Head there now. Everybody else, fall back to the aviary and make sure no one gets through.
I wonder if I'm actually gonna get to kill Emmeline here. Oh, that's a chest that I can open. So let's open it. That's not terrible. Yeah. At this point, I tend to pick up all weapons as junk. Is. Oh. Crossbow bolts, huh? Come on, peek out, peek out. Check chat again. Oh, I think I need to go this way. Alright. That's cool, Dan. I'm not a good salesperson either, Dusty. And Zach, yeah, that sounds like fun. I used to do a little bit of audio work myself. My very first job was when I was 13. I worked for a theatrical lighting company, doing contract work. You know, I was the local expert on a particular lighting console, and so I freelanced myself out to like colleges and churches and stuff to show them how to use it, basically. Fun work, paid really well, especially for a 13-year-old. But now I work in banking, which I wouldn't call it my passion, but I like it, and it pays the bills, so. I guess at the end of the day, that's the best you can really ask for. Something that you don't hate, that pays the bills. Hours are good. Oh god, I'm surrounded. Oh, you poor, poor little men. Hey, congrats, you got my shield to half. Good for you.
Radio repeater disabled.
That'll cut the range of their comms significantly.
Alright.
Keep going. You should be coming up on a monorail station soon. The control room will be overlooking it.
That's really awesome, Dan. That, I'm sure that means business is pretty good, which makes it great. Oh, there goes the tower. Alright. Yeah, Zach, I'm pretty good at the design aspect. I've worked with several different consoles in my day, like designing stuff for not big productions necessarily, mostly like church stuff. But I mean, I had a really good time doing it, so that's one of the things I used to do at the church I used to work for, a couple jobs before this one. And it, you know, church work doesn't pay great and makes it difficult to have a family. And plus, you know, I'm not a churchy person these days, so that sounds awesome, Dan. Opening up a coffee shop. Yeah, Dan, I agree. Like, you know, oh, that's awesome. I hope you guys saw those crocodiles running through their crocodile cage. So there are still animals living here. That's awesome. Yeah, I like my work pretty well. It's you know, 8 to 5 type work. If I ever need to stay home to take care of a kid, I can do that, and it's no big deal. There's no sales pressure because I work on the underwriting side.
Echo nearby.
So it's not, I mean, it's you know, pretty good work, you know, as far as jobs go. Not super difficult. Oh crap. That was cool. I just know one of these crocs is gonna like take out my legs. That would make this level very interesting, though. Alright, Devourer's down. I guess in a way I'm feeding the crocodiles, so you're welcome, crocodiles. Man, I love Chatterbox. Like, very rarely ever have to reload. died of sepsis. Yeah. From a crocodile bite, I guess. Okay. That's funny, Zach. Let's see. Yeah, it's cool, Dusty. Sucks that you got fired. But yeah, definitely pursue something that you like. If you like accounting, go back to it, I say. Wow, Dan. Felony stalking his girlfriend. That's nuts.
We're in position. Anybody seen anything? Hey.
Hey, Vlad.
I didn't get any of that. Anybody copy? Hello? Shit.
No, that's not a very good piece of armor. I imagine these missions don't actually take this long, but we're taking our time. Deconstruct some junk. See if I can get some, I was hoping for some polycarbonate. There goes some deer. It looked like an albino deer. Some sort of shrine to a cat. Wow. That's pretty good. I almost feel like I should stop playing just to keep up with the chat. You guys are very talkative. We're talking sports teams now? I'm not a... Oh, hello, monkeys. Well, that was cool. Yeah, Dan, you weren't kidding. This environment so far is top-notch. And I mean, I know it's all like scripted or whatever, but...
Looks like you're right by that monorail station.
It was pretty cool. My favorite part so far has been when I was walking through that that underwater tunnel and that squid just like floated over. Sports do exist in Idaho, Dan. They're just very laid back about like teams, and I mean maybe that's just because I came from the South. Because in the South it's a religion, basically. If you don't pull for whoever's team, then you kind of can't be friends. And around here, you know, I mean, I tend to go for BSU because Boise State University, because that's my local team, you know. But if you aren't for that team or whatever, nobody really cares, which is really awesome. I like the laid back kind of attitude. What's over here? Oh, an outcast chest. Sweet. So I guess the story here is the outcasts must be feeding these animals, because they wouldn't be alive this far in. Yeah, the blue turf's pretty cool, Dan. I've been to one game over there, and the blue turf is definitely something neat to see. Alright, back to the mission at hand. Here we go. Pick up some ammo. Maybe. So now I'm in the aviary. Birds were awfully colorful. That was cool. Can I stealth kill an enemy? That's about as close as you get. Nope, not gonna happen. Dan, I'm glad you chose this shield build for me to use. This is super fun. Come on, come on, come on. Duration mod, that's pretty nice. Yeah, Rain, I know lots of nerds who are really into football. It just never was something I got into. I'm not into a lot of, like, I don't know, a lot of people consider sports to be like really masculine or manly things. And a lot of the guys I know are really into football or sports in general. I just never been into it. Nothing wrong with people who are into it, though. I'm not one to, like, you know, poo-poo on somebody's, you know, something that they enjoy. Let's go to the big gun for this last guy. So Dan, this is the minigun for the specialization for the gunner. That was fun. Loot is junk. Oh gosh, so many chats to keep up with. I see you guys talking about like playing sports and stuff. I have played pretty much every sport known to man. Basketball, soccer. I never really played football. But I did basketball, soccer, volleyball, tennis, I shot archery as well. I was a junior Olympic athlete in archery actually years ago, and #1 in the state of Mississippi growing up in that sport. That's about as sporty as I ever got, though. And I haven't shot in a great while.
See if you can patch Isaac into the control board.
Interfacing.
It is super fun, Dan. And it's extremely effective too. I think in group situations it'll be really good too, because I'll be able to push up on enemies behind cover, kind of do some flanking. Because there's no aggro in this game, so it's all about kind of positioning. Legolas was not actually my favorite, Dusty. I was more of an Aragorn guy. I have split an arrow before, though, right in the back. So I hit one arrow in the bullseye and then split it with another arrow, which is not as fun as it sounds because arrows are expensive, and so I had to replace the one that I broke. But yeah, I have several bows. I have a compound bow, which is like a hunting bow, and I have an Olympic style recurve bow, which is more what you think of when you think of a bow and arrow. Although this one looks kind of it's like blue aluminum with white limbs. And then I also have a third bow that is a what's called a bear bow, which is definitely what you think of when you think of a bow. It has no sights. It's all wood. Stuff like that, but I haven't shot them in a long time. It's hard to find places to go shooting. So, oh crap! So yeah, if I could ever find a place to go shoot, I would definitely do it. The Harsh. All right, the Harsh. Dan, I don't know if you saw that, but right there, he dropped my shield, my armor, and Unbreakable kicked in and just gave me back a bunch of armor, which was pretty awesome. Okay. I assume I'm getting on the... Oh yeah, okay. We're gonna go for a train ride, everybody. Okay, we're on the train. You're not going to steal a Bozak, but I will take you shooting.
System activated.
Gimli was cool. Not my favorite, though.
Holy hell. Guess they weren't taking any chances. But you're inside the barricades. You should be able to make it the rest of the way on foot.
Let's see. Here we go. Reload. There we go. Checking chat again. No, Dan, I don't think they'll debuff the shield, or nerf the shield. It looks way OP. Part of that is that I'm playing in normal mode. In, like, challenging difficulty, or against, like, really, really tough enemies, it doesn't melt, but it definitely isn't this strong. I think what they've done is pretty appropriate for it, and I feel that way about most of the skill stuff that they've done. Yeah, it really feels like they've made skill builds on par with damage builds, which is something the game desperately needed, because, you know, if you're gonna metagame this thing, going damage was the way to go up until now, and now skills are a viable way to be in the meta, which I really like. But no, I mean, I'm playing a normal mode mission, or a story mode mission, which is even a little easier than normal difficulty. And I'm 500 gear score with, I mean, there's really only one piece of gear on this build that I'd replace at this point, and that's the knee or the holster. So whatever was in there has escaped. Oh, a macaque. Happy birthday, Zach. It didn't much, but let's see. This map works well with the shield, yeah. Yeah, Dan. If I were you, especially now that you're going to be on PS4, and I assume we'll be playing at least some together, try to look into, if not skill build, stuff that complement a group. But I mean, skills, if you like damage is still the way to go, but because they've done a lot of balancing, you know, it feels better, to be a skill player. Right. Oh, it's just a waterfall. I thought that was one of those little remote control cars. Oh god, oh god. Oh, thank goodness for Unbreakable. Okay, that's why I was getting so damaged, because there's a... Come on, come on, come on. Okay. Oh, the shield's about to go down. Now we go to plan B. Use patience to self-sustain a little bit. Yes, I'm killing people in capri pants. These are the, so for those who have not played this game, I'm facing the outcasts, and essentially all of them are infected with the green poison or with some disease. So they look a little raggedy. Their goal is to, like, infect people, basically. Let's see. Landing a shot adds handling. No, that's garbage. There's a piece of gear back here that I missed. So we'll grab that. Yeah, plus 80% healing. Thank you very much. That's another thing they did, Dan, for skill players, is they improved the mods pretty dramatically. So the mods seem to have higher rolls on a lot of them, which is very helpful. So that mod I just picked up is plus 80% healing on the Healing Seeker, which is pretty crazy good.
Electronic device detected.
Yes, I'm wearing I'm wearing a banana colored t-shirt. The new apparel event, actually, while I'm at it, I'll go ahead. I think I've got an apparel cache I can open. We'll see if I get something crazy. Later, Dusty. Flip-flops. Malibu sandals. Awesome. That's hilarious. Yeah, the new stuff in this apparel event, I'm not a huge fan of, because, I mean, you know, I get wanting to, like, deck your agent out however you want, but everything is, like, beach themed, and if I'm, like, this super tactical, you know, Spec Ops agent, dressing up in flip-flops. Whoa, that's cool. Dressing up in flip-flops and like t-shirts and shorts is a little weird to me. Oh, what is that? That's pretty fun. Alright. I have to get way closer to that to hit with these weapons. Yep, exactly, Dan. But hey, I'm, you know, whatever makes people happy to play this game, I don't care. Do whatever you want. I change my outfit fairly frequently, because I like to have, you know, something that maybe something kind of summery for the summer months. Okay, I'll pick up the explosives. I have to plant some C4. Alright. Where am I planting this C4? Okay, down there. Got it. Whoops. Oh, okay, maybe not down there. Maybe up here? Where the hell does it go? I wish I could wear whatever I wanted as far as shoes go, but I have to wear, like, dress slacks and dress shirts and dress shoes. And it's been in the 90s here. It's gotten up to 100 several times. I've bought a skin in Fortnite as well. And I agree, they're not appropriate for this type of work. Fortnite is overrated, Dan. If you want to play a battle royale, try Realm Royale. and I know this channel seems like we're advertising for Realm, but legitimately it's the best battle royale I've played, and I'm not necessarily the most polished. I think that award goes to Apex, but it's fun. The gimmick of having the abilities is cool. We're good at it, which I think goes a long way. Yeah, I don't love wearing flip-flops either, Vlad. I do wear them occasionally during the summer, just to kind of shake things up a little bit when I don't feel like wearing shoes. But for the most part, I'm a shoes and socks kind of guy. Oh, God. That dang train. Emmeline must be on that train, right? Uh-oh. Running to plant the C4. Come on, come on, come on. I should probably get clear. Oh, God dang it. I'm about to die. Yep. That sucked. Okay, so name of the game, take it slow here, apparently. Alright. Guess I gotta get down in here before these guys will spawn. Come on! Leave me alone. I'd rather not die again here. Okay, bad guys. Thank you. I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time. I'm going to run backwards and try to push back up. It's down here. Ouchie. on, reload, reload. Come on, there we go, there we go. Got it. Reloading, push. Oh god, run the other way, run the other way. Go, 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 go. Apologies for not monitoring chat for a minute, guys. I promise I will. There's another C4 guy. Hey, Daniel. Oh, nice, Dan. You'll have to like do some comparison to the game, to the actual zoo, and report back with your findings.
Come on, kill me if you can.
Daniel, I'm not sure how much of this you've caught, but this mission is probably the best mission in the game. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that. Darn. Where the hell is he? Alright. That's cool, Dan. I've been to the Smithsonian once or twice. It's a pretty cool place. Alright. So we blew that thing up. Question is, okay, so Emmeline was not on it. Oh god. Is that Emmeline? Oh, that's Emmeline. Alright, let's move this direction. Roll! So I don't want to do that over again. Got her. Alright, now I just gotta secure this area. Looks like we may have like one enemy left. And then I will check the chat again. Let's check the chat. What's the nearest zoo? It's not his birthday yet. Let's see. You're hilarious, Daniel. We've got a local zoo here that's pretty sweet. They just added some new exhibits that are pretty nice. So we go there. We've been twice in the last 2 weeks. My son loves the zoo. Is it up here? Yeah. The echo must be below me. Okay, it's below me.
See how the mama bears watched us? She's making sure we aren't gonna try to hurt her baby. That's what mothers do.
Oh, it's sad. So that's why Emmeline came here.
What a fucking waste. Think of the good she could have done. The lives she could have saved. She was right, you know. Killing her won't end the outcasts. It might even make them more dangerous for a while. But without her to hold
So the story behind Emmeline is her daughter, she and her daughter were quarantined, and her daughter died in the quarantine because she didn't get medical attention. And then Emmeline found out that she was immune, but she was a carrier of the disease. So she wanted to kill everyone, basically. It's sad. My son's favorite animal right now, Dan, is a crocodile. They just got a crocodile at our zoo. And so just this weekend, yesterday actually, we went and saw the crocodile 3 times during our visit to the zoo. And he wanted to see if it would move, and finally we were standing there and it got up and walked around, which apparently they don't do very often, so he was really stoked. He's also really into lions. Yeah, this does carry on Emmeline's storyline. So she escaped the first time you supposedly killed her. And this is where her story ends. So, spoiler alert. Dan, my son, will be he'll be 4 in November. So, yeah, so similar in age to your daughter. Yeah, and yes, Vlad, crocs are pretty cool. Yeah, my son's into like fierce animals, which is really funny. Like he loves lions, he loves tigers, crocodiles, and he talks about how they're all his pets, and you know. Crocodiles are terrifying, Rain. We're trying. My mother-in-law has convinced my son that you know, animals like that'll eat him, but you know, I don't want him to like have nightmares, so I try to tell him that they're, you know, they're not going to hurt him unless he gets too close to him. But yeah, they are terrifying. We found out a fun fact about crocodiles while we were at the zoo. Actually, they have a bite force of 5,500 pounds per square inch, or square foot maybe. In any case, sharks only have 3,300 pounds of force, and so they have a stronger bite force than great white sharks, which is nutty.
Team analyzing the data you gathered at Kinley College. They discovered a threat we need you to investigate. Report to Torres at the White House for transpo.
Oh, I love Chomper from The Land Before Time, Dan. We just watched those fairly recently, like 3 or 4 months ago. My son is really into those movies. He was a big dinosaur fan for a long while. So I think that's where we're gonna end the stream for tonight. We did the 2 new missions. Got a lot of stuff done. Got to further test out my super fun build, which is great. Thank you, pounds per square inch. Flying Nimbus. That's my wife. She's in the other room watching the stream apparently. She could be in here sitting next to me, but she chooses not to. We have hit a record for chat replies. It's an insane number of chats. Oh, that's an America tee. Awesome. Ripped off sleeves, red, white, and blue. Love it. And I think I got a Field Prof cache. I did. So I'll open that, check the gear, and then we will call it a night. While I'm still here, while I'm thinking about it, if you like what you see, you guys know the deal. Give us a like. Follow us on the social media. And Daniel will be back with the crew tomorrow doing some Realm Royale. And then we'll be back on Thursday as well with more Division. We're going to be doing Kinley College, which will be really fun. Oh, that's a pretty cool rifle. And then I'm not sure if Greg has a stream on Friday, but we'll also be streaming on Saturday. And then you guys know how to find us on Discord and everything, so check all that out. Yeah, Vlad, you destroyed me, thanks. Most people don't want to sit next to me. Yeah, Dan, please do hit me up on PS4. Just shoot me a friend request, and I will accept it, because now I know what your PSN is. And if you see me online, feel free to send me an invite. And if I don't respond, it's probably just because I'm sitting watching a show with my wife or something, not because I don't want to hang out. But I will respond if I'm able to play. So. Thank you all for oh, Daniel, always watch your fire. Thanks, Rain, Daniel, Kim, Dan, Zach, Dusty, and Vlad. I think I got everybody for joining me in chat. We'll see you guys later. Daniel's already done the catchphrase, so I'm not going to do it. Later, guys.